Exotic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about like our daily routine for this year. I did talk a little bit about scheduling the year and planning things, but it was more for the summer, and it also honestly was like, how do I look at the whole year? And so this video I'm going to focus on our daily routine and how I plan that out, kind of. And also there are a couple changes to how we're doing our kindergarten year. So that is what all right. So like I said, I did show a little bit about how I plan the year, and I also showed what we were doing for our kindergarten curriculum. So first of all, our routine. I got to sit down and kind of plan out. I always plan out like the first, till December, and then in December during like our Christmas break, there my dog's over here. During our Christmas break, I then plan the rest of the year, and that gives me a really nice like topical overview and just helps me feel prepared, but I don't do too much at one time. And so I am going to talk a little bit about our routine for the year, and a little bit of, I did change some things up on our whole planning thing. So I'm just going to show you all of that. So this is the handy dandy scheduling binder. I really like it. It has a lot of options for me. Like I said, I did make some changes. I don't have the month calendar view anymore. It just felt unnecessary, and so I changed it around a little bit. And I just have the months at a glance. I have all of them through December here in the front, because then I can just take it out and put it to, file away when we're done with it. And I do have like our crafts and activities, and I have a couple things on each month at a glance already, just because I know kind of what I want to do for certain things, especially for crafts. But really this will be like, I will fill September's out right at the end of August, and I will fill October's out right at the end of September, because then I know what our goals need to be, or maybe some books that we might want to read, or excuse me, whatever. So now I have my tabs as an attendance log, subject rhythms, loop schedule, reading log, and books to read, year planning, vision, goals, that kind of stuff. Oh, extracurriculars. This is really like the bigger picture tab. In this folder, I do have all of our crafts printed out, most of our crafts. There is a Christmas unit by Gather Around that I would really like to do for the month of December, and that will have crafts and stuff in it. It's just not available for me to purchase and download yet, so I don't know what those will be. But other than that, these are the crafts we will do, and I do kind of have them planned out sort of by month, and then I will prep them the month, like the beginning of each month. But this has everything that I need. Makes it so much simpler for me. This is our attendance sheet. So that's pretty simple. That's under the attendance log. Okay, now I'm going to be... This is our daily rhythms. Sorry, I have my hand on the whole thing, but it's mostly because I don't want to show my son's name, and I didn't want to black it out because this is our paper. But anyways, so these are our rhythms. The times on here, honestly, are just for an idea. They are not exact at all. So I would like to try to be up before my children are awake. Then my kids just kind of get up. Honestly, I do not wake them up because I don't need to. They wake up so early. We'll eat breakfast, we'll get ready, and I would like to have school started by 9:30 if possible. Then we'll sing songs that are especially for my preschooler, or actually preschooler, but just for fun. And then we'll do calendar time and our daily learning notebook, which is right here. So these are just the things we'll do in our daily learning notebook. And then we'll do some poem, memory things, and school meet just means, the bulk of the school, like reading, writing, and math. I'm going to scooch this down. There we go. So that's what that means. Then after we do the bulk of school, if there's time left, we will do something from our loop schedule, which I'll show you. And I would like to have school be done by 10:30 or 11, depending on when we start. And depending on what we do, if we do extra things like art or PE and the kids are really having fun, at that point it doesn't, you know, it can go as long as we want. And then my husband and I try to exercise on some days right after that. Lunch, we clean up lunch and then have read aloud time. And then we have quiet time about 1:30 to 2:30-ish. Sometimes it's 1 to 2, sometimes it's 2 to 3, you know, whatever. And then, of course, my kids will play after. We'll do supper, more play, bedtime. So that's just mostly our rhythm of most days, if that helps you. I'm sorry, my dog is... All right, sorry, I keep having to... Oh, no. I keep having to, like, redo this part because my dog keeps barking. So sorry if it's jumping. And then these are song ideas that we do. So that is our daily routine. Next is our, like, this would be what I would consider the meat of school. And this is kind of how I do, I don't know, how I figure out what our days are going to look like. So my kids do go to the babysitter on Wednesdays because I work, so, sort of. COVID's kind of changed that, but so this is what we do kind of in blocks, and this is the order I would like it to be in because I think that that's how it's going to work best for my son. We also have a week that has co-op in it just to kind of, you know, give me an idea of what I think might work. And then next, this is the loop. So this is what our loop is going to look like for the school year. It looks a little bit different than summer because a couple things that I considered loop work, now that he's in kindergarten, I consider everyday work, and so that did change. And we do art quite a lot because my son likes it, but this is how we will do it: art, logic, Spanish or sign language, craft, social studies, art, science. And then here is, I have planned out quite a bit of things that we will do in the loop. And so how that works is during that loop time, depending on how my son is doing, his interest level, what we've already done, we will just kind of work down the list and stop when we're ready to stop and start this back up the next day or a week later or whatever. That's the beauty of loop scheduling. You just take the next thing, and like I said, the activities are already planned out, and so that works. So that is what that looks like. Then this is our reading stuff. These are read alouds that I would like to do with my son. And I want to start keeping a better log because I always think of books or hear of books that he would be interested in, and then I forget about them, and it's very annoying. So this is what that is. And then I'm going to start keeping, I never used to keep track of our read alouds, but for kindergarten year, we are going to keep track of what books we have read for read aloud time. And then I do have our goal sheet in the next thing, but I won't show you that because it has his name on it, I think. No, it doesn't, actually. So this is our goal sheet. And these are the things that I just think he needs to maybe improve on, or he's already doing great with, and certain things that I want to focus on. And halfway through the year, I will take a different color and write in, you know, does he still have these strengths? Has he improved on these things? Has he met these goals? Are there new goals we need to have? New strengths, new things to improve upon. And I also do have this homeschool mid-year assessment. I did not make this up, and I do not remember where I got it. Otherwise, I would share it with you. But I do really like this because it kind of helps me to figure out how is the rest of the year going to look, and how did the beginning of the year, you know, kind of live up to my expectations or not. And then our, I don't know, overview of the year, our big year planning. This year, I don't have very many extracurriculars. Well, I don't have any, obviously, on here just because of, you know, COVID and everything is kind of making it wonky. But whenever things get back to maybe a little bit more normal, I'll start filling this in because my son really enjoys it. And our field trips. Again, I don't have much in here right now, but our co-op will be doing a lot of field trips. And so then once we do them, I will put them in because then it still has... It's a nice log of what we've done to keep track. This is my full year planning tool. And so I kind of have it planned out at this point. I already showed in a different video how I do that, and that hasn't changed at all. And these are curriculum that we are doing. The only reason why I did this is because there are a couple things that he actually needs to get done, and I wanted to be able to know, you know, in January, like towards the end of January is our halfway point, and I wanted to know where do we need to be on track, and so that's what I did there. And then after this I have our vision statement, so, and then these are just further ideas for later on. So that is this binder, and those are some of the changes we've made as well as our daily routine. All right, so I hope that has helped. If anybody is needing ideas on a routine, you kind of have to figure out what works best for your family just because of your personalities or things that you need to do, whatever. But I do find that having a rhythm kind of written out helps me to see what I think will be the most, I guess, productive way for us to spend our time. And it, like I said, it could change once we're living it. Maybe that won't work and I will adjust it. But then once I write it out, it just makes me feel like, okay, we kind of have like a goal of what to do next. And I like that, even if it's not completely planned down to the minute or whatever. So, and then those are like the changes. Maybe how I'm doing scheduling now helps you have an idea of how to schedule better. The other change that I thought I'd just pop into this video is in my kindergarten curriculum video, I had Matthew C as our math. And I don't know, just a couple, I guess, weeks after that, I was really feeling like I'm not sure that that's the right fit for my son for right now. I really like the idea of Matthew C, the mastery-based stuff. I think that's fantastic. I think that the way that Mr. Demi comes at math to help you really understand why you're doing what you're doing, I think those are great things that will maybe come in handy later. But my son, I don't know, he just, whenever I say it's math time, he's always, oh, I don't want to. And I really don't want that to be. I know some kids just don't like certain things, and that might be the way it is, but my son is pretty, I mean, he seems to have an aptitude for numbers, and he remembers math facts without me even trying for him to remember math facts. And so it just seems like if something I don't know if he necessarily excels in, but he just seems to have strengths in there, why would he dread that part of school? That makes no sense to me. And so I had been kind of eyeing Horizons math. Yeah, I'd been eyeing it, and so I just thought we're gonna try it because I just think I just think that was a good thing for us, a good move for us to do, to make sure that my son, I want to try to at least give him a love of these subjects when he's in kindergarten and they're still fun. So we're gonna try it out. I only bought the first, they have 2 books for each level, I think for each level, but they have 2 workbooks, and we only bought the first one just to see if we like it. And I still have the Matthew C primer, and I still have Alpha, and I'm not going to get rid of it, at least not yet, and we're going to see how it goes. We may switch back and forth. I don't really think I want to do that, but we'll see. So what made me get this is, like I said, I've been eyeing it, I've heard good things about it, and I've heard how colorful it is. It is spiral method, so you do one thing, kind of come back around to it later, and you kind of do a bunch of different things in each lesson, and that made me nervous at first. I thought, oh, he won't do well with that. But I actually think for the way my son's focus level is on, I actually think it might do really well for him, which surprises me. He just needs a little bit of variety, honestly. And so I like all the things that it covers. It covers measuring and money and certain counting things and time and telling time. And so in Matthew C, there are a couple times it touches on some of those things, but not really. as much as I would like to get his feet wet in those things, and I didn't want to have to buy separate things or write it in all the time like, hey, don't forget to do these things with him. I just kind of wanted it there for us. So we're gonna try it. I hope we like it, just because I really want my son to love math, and I hope that he loves this. So that is a change that we are making before we even really get started, but I think it will be for the better, I hope. So this video was kind of just changes that we're doing and how our rhythm is going to be. So I hope that this video of things that we changed was helpful for you. It's always about, you know, we're adapting and changing with the seasons and with what our kids are in and how, you know, what season we're in. And so I hope that this gives you encouragement that just because you started it thinking you're going to do the school year one way, it doesn't mean that even before the school year starts you can't change it if you find something that works better for you, because that's what I did. So in the comments, if you have any ideas for things for daily rhythms, or what you do for a daily rhythm, let us know so people can get good ideas from that. And if you have any stories of when you changed before school even started, or maybe, you know, not very far into the school year, and how it worked out for you, that would be great, because I think that giving other homeschool families grace to do that is a super helpful thing. If this video was helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, go ahead and hit subscribe.